There's a little fuzzy float.
Oh, I thought you hit
No, there's a little fuzzy float. I'm not crazy. I'm
Yeah.
not. There's a little piece of dust floating right in front of me. These lights, they shine bright.
Lights.
They shine bright.
Built by the rest, you can't tell me nothing. Built by adversity, led by courage. Everybody doubted me, now everybody proud of me. I swear to God, I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. Built by the
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode, Built by the Red Stick, your favorite podcast coming to you every Friday, 10 a.m. on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification bell.
Got to.
Follow us on TikTok.
Got to.
Follow us on Facebook.
Got to.
Follow us on Instagram.
Got to.
Don't just follow. Leave a like. Make a comment. Share.
I'm back in the studio, baby. I'm back
my
in the
God,
studio.
I didn't even.
I'm back in the studio.
It's been so long since I've seen my boy.
It's been a week.
I didn't even know.
So,
Yours truly, Ronnie Leduff,
don't act like
Michael
we wasn't
Oakley.
just together Friday.
presented by Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center.
Don't act like we wasn't just together last Friday getting them vending machines filled, baby.
Woo, y'all saw it.
Yes, Lord.
Y'all saw it.
Yes, Lord.
My man shook back the vending machines.
Shoot. Yeah, new year, new me.
It's 3 months into the new year.
Hey, who says what it got to happen on your time?
Hey,
New year,
hey,
new me, God dog it.
What's going on, my people?
What's up, baby?
Oh, you know,
What's happening?
just a beautiful day
Dude, it's
in
gorgeous.
the podcast studio.
Gorgeous. It was a nasty Mardi Gras, but it's a beautiful day.
Man, so for Mardi Gras, they call the day Mardi Gras. They call it Fat Tuesday. I feel like right now we should start a movement because I feel like that's Body Shaming Tuesday.
Yes, I like it. Bro, when you told me that, I was so tired I couldn't laugh like I wanted to, but
We
that
out,
was a good one.
we out here body shaming
Body shaming
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, bro. So what we gonna call it? Just
Tuesday.
Just Tuesday. I stand on that.
Just Tuesday.
If
Look, it's okay to be a little thicker Tuesday.
Yup,
It's okay.
Yup. I would never call it Fat Tuesday
No,
again.
No.
I would not body shame the days of the week.
We not body shaming Tuesday.
That's not fair.
It's not.
Because what if I identify as Tuesday, then you can call it
We not out here calling it Fat Sunday.
Yes, Lord.
We call it Good Sunday or
Good
Good
Sun-
Friday. It's Good
Good-
Friday.
Wow, I agree with you. I promise you I know the scripture.
Me too. It's Good Friday.
Yeah, so I identify as Tuesday, and I'm not fat.
Yes, Lord.
I'm offended.
Yes, Lord. So, you and the fam, y'all did anything for Mardi Gras?
Kayla sick.
She got it from you?
Why would you assume that? Maybe.
Maybe.
That's what you wanted. You wanted me in the studio so you can get it.
I don't get sick.
Yeah. And then they have some makeup parades coming up too Sunday.
Makeup.
Yeah, they canceled like every parade in Baton Rouge because of the weather.
Yeah.
And I think the New Rose parade ended up starting like 2 or 3 hours earlier. But a lot of the parades they postponed, and Lafayette too.
For those of y'all who are outside of the Louisiana area who tune in and love us, y'all probably know what Mardi Gras is. You might not know what Mardi Gras is, but even if you know what Mardi Gras is, you don't know.
You don't know
know.
what Mardi Gras is unless
You
you
know-
from that
Let's
or Alabama.
I was
Mobile.
about to talk about that, man.
Yeah.
They try to take credit for Mardi Gras.
They had the first parade.
Man, they better sit down.
They had the first parade.
Sit down.
I know.
Be humble.
you trying to get us copyrighted? They had the first first Mardi Gras.
But we
parade.
had the best.
We do have the best.
Who
We got the
does it
best.
better?
Everything. Nobody.
Built by the
does
Red
it
Stick.
Better.
Nobody.
We got the
can
best food.
love you like-
We got the best food.
Yes, we do.
We got the best energy.
Yes, we do.
We got the best murder rate. The other way though, we need to change that.
We need to change that.
Listen, now that we talking about Mardi
They was
Gras,
out there shooting at
That's-
parades.
That's what I wanted to talk to my people about. Look, this is my camera right here. Listen, I got kids now. Look, I got one of my kids in the studio with me today. He wanted to come to work with Dad Day. The fact that daughters fighting their mamas, like all that's over the internet. They had 5 people shot in Franklinton, 3 of them died. The violence and it's crazy because I remember as a kid going to parades, and the worst thing I had to worry about was not paying attention and getting hit by some beads from somebody on the float just throwing the beads in the crowd.
Yeah.
Now you got to worry about getting hit with a switch. They say one of them little, we ain't gonna call them, the little YNs, whatever they call it themselves. Then just open fire in the crowd with a switch.
Just
it's crazy, man. So it's like, where can we bring our kids?
And
Church.
For now.
That's sad, bro.
For now.
That's sad.
But,
That's sad.
Which I mean,
You full of energy today, huh?
man, I woke up feeling.
You got some good sleep.
I did, dude. I did. And look, man. You know when we started this,
Yeah.
I had started my fitness journey. I was just
Yeah.
starting, and I'm really. It's been what 7-8 months now.
Yep. You becoming some fine shit.
I'm really starting to. What'd you say?
What? That's what the youngsters call fine people. Fine shit.
But I'm starting to feel. I mean, it's been happening, but I'm feeling good. I'm getting more energetic.
I see you.
My routine's good. I'm starting to see results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll do it to you.
Yeah.
You feeling yourself.
Dude, I
Some
saw
compliments coming a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
So I saw a buddy of ours yesterday. He came. He had come down to Baton Rouge. He was a guest of the pod.
Boston?
Yeah.
That's my dude, bro.
Yeah.
Even though Boston never hit me up when he in town, my garage, I ain't getting on it.
But so he came in town, and he had an appointment he had to go to, and then he came by the office, and we was just chopping it up, talking and everything, and he said, "Man, what's wrong with Ronnie?" I said, "Man, he was sick." He was like, "No, he getting big again."
Boston eyes.
I said, my dude fell off the training wagon.
Hey, I'm coming.
He fell off, but he back on it
I'm
now.
back on it.
But he was giving you a compliment and insult at the same time, because he was saying when you was on it, you was
I was fine shit.
I mean, I'm not saying all that.
You can say it, it's okay.
No, no. But yeah, that which I think is an important thing for life, man. Is good balance and being able to do some things to keep your mind fit, keep your body fit, and keep your soul fit.
And it definitely helps with your mental health and how you view yourself. I ain't saying you viewed yourself bad, but like you said, you know what I'm saying? You feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, and look, I'm not a big, like need to I don't judge myself off of exterior appearance. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like not like, yes, my mental health's better, but like I feel better physically.
Yeah.
Like I feel better. I can move better.
Mm-hmm. You can breathe better.
Breathe better.
Yep.
It's not.
You can move them hips better.
It's not a struggle. It's not a struggle to get my shoes on.
Yep.
Because I was what they call skinny fat.
Okay.
Like I was skinny.
Why you body shaming yourself?
Well, I can do that.
Oh, okay.
You can't, and you can't, but I can.
Dude, I couldn't breathe tying my shoes sometimes. That stomach was. Yeah.
And as we move in to the heart of 2025, we're 3 months in now.
Mm-hmm.
3 months in now. Me and you have talked about some things, and what we're trying to do with our Built by the Red Stick podcast. Follow us on all social medias.
Throw that in there.
And when we first started, we had talked about doing something. And I want to put it out there so that we can now have video evidence and audio evidence of us talking about it, so that we are held accountable to start to put it together and get it done.
I'm scared. What is it?
I want to do a Built by the Red Stick festival.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I want to do a Built by the
Yeah, we got to do. I thought you were talking about something else. We got to do it.
Yeah.
So I thought we was looking at doing it this November.
We haven't done any planning since we talked about it the
Man,
first
dude,
time.
I planned a wedding. Well, Kayla planned a wedding in like 3 months. So how long you need?
I want it to be good.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
So,
It's gonna be great because it's us.
but I'm putting it out there now.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out into the world.
Yeah. And anybody that want to be a part of it, sponsors, anything, get at us.
Yeah.
Go by the Red Stick DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be dope.
we more news to come,
More news to come.
but we're gonna host the first annual
Built by the Red Stick
festival.
Festival. Yeah, that's what we can call it. Built by the Red Stick Festival.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope.
United community.
United we stand, divided we fall.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and so we talk about you kind of gave us something to talk about with in a when we were talking about having the best food and all that, and then we went into the murder rate. So as we try to continue to grow our reach and grow our platform, man, what do you think? Let's discuss openly what we think is the problem, what we think could be a solution. We're not going to solve it here.
Of course not.
Let's get some dialogue out there between us.
And so that's a situation for me that it'd be hard to openly discuss. So please don't come for me in the comments. I'm just giving my opinion on what I feel and my upbringing and what helped me, right? I strongly believe it starts in the home. I think it starts in the home and what you allow these kids to be exposed to at an early age.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of stuff like I won't let my kids do or watch because kids are very impressionable. And subconsciously something can be embedded in them that it may not manifest until later on in life. And then I think a lot of it as well is a failure to communicate, a failure to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Express your emotions in a healthy way, And man, we living in a volatile world right now, and it's all over the music, it's all over the TV. And Percy kind of touched on it a little bit, in that episode. It's a lot of negative stuff in our face, so that's the results that we've been getting. But me personally, man, I really feel like it starts at home. And look, I know not everybody's fortunate as us to grow up with the same parents. They've been married, 40 plus years and showed unconditional love and showed us how to properly, express our emotions and things like that. Like, I do get that. But I also think that until we see better structured home nationwide, not just in Louisiana, like everywhere, therapy, counseling, like untreated trauma, like all these things play a part to people becoming, a ticking time bomb. And it almost goes back to like me getting on drugs. You know what I mean? It was a lot of untreated things that I buried down that once I put that substance in my body, like I found relief. And so it's just, structure, home environment, being able to communicate healthy communication, expression emotions. Like I feel like, that's a lot of, because I don't think people are just born murderers or born violent.
Yeah.
I like to think of my God differently, right? No, I do know people result to that, but I think these are patterns or behaviors that is learned over the course of life.
Well, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, I agree with you on pretty much all of it. There's a little fuzzy floating.
Oh, I thought you hit
No, there's a little fuzzy floating.
well,
I'm not crazy. I'm not. There's a little piece of dust floating right in front of me. These lights, they shine bright. They shine bright, baby. I recognize that within community, within household, within the school system, within our music, within our TV, within our movies, that that negative within our news, that negativity is propagandized. I think that's the right word.
You just made up a word on live TV?
I don't know if it's made up. I think that's it.
Propagandized?
Yeah. I think that's when you take something and use it as propaganda, you're propagandizing it. I don't know. We never claim to be the smartest. We're just the most passionate.
And this ain't no propagandization.
No.
Over here.
No. So, but my like with all of that, I believe that like it's just, I don't want to say it's not going to change.
Right.
It's not. I don't want to say it's not going to change, but I think the change starts with you, right? And I'm not. When I say you, I'm not saying like me telling you to change. I'm saying like in a broad storm, when we look at life and we look at desire and we look at all the troubles, the change starts with you.
Right.
Right. Like my reality started with me, and not to discredit God, because of course God made that possible.
Right.
But I had to have a desire, right?
Right.
I think there's some scripture that quotes, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say, "So a man thinketh he is," but that was my next guess.
And I think one of the good things that we're just starting, right? We're just starting. I was watching a video the other day, and it was Mr. Beast.
That dude was a beast.
Mr. Beast, and he was talking about how so many podcasters or YouTubers or social media people, when they get to like 30 or 40 videos, they're like, why is my shit not blowing yet, right? And he was like, man, come talk to me when you're at 100. Come talk to me when you're at 500. And so we're just getting started, right? We have a good following. We have almost 2,000 on YouTube.
Yep.
Subscribe. I want to get to 2,000.
That was the key. I'll subscribe right now.
But as we grind and work hard to build our platform, that we've talked about it numerous times, that is our hope, is to spread joy and peace and hope and transformation, right? And that's one of the things that we want to do with the Built by the Red Stick Festival, right? Is bring our community together and have people unite and not have any drama and all of that stuff. And so there's something to be said about the removal of certain things from childhood, right? Now, by no means am I advocating abuse. By no means am I doing that. But sometimes you gotta discipline.
You spare the rod, you spoil the child.
You gotta discipline.
You gotta,
And there is a huge difference between discipline and abuse, right? And like I said, I am not the farthest thing from advocating for abuse. If anybody knows,
I mean, that is a gray area you can operate in, though.
What?
No, I was making a joke. Don't worry about it. Keep going. I do not condone abuse. I don't.
And so like as we've moved to a societal norm of not disciplining children, is translated into the school system.
Yeah.
Right. And so once again, I'm not advocating that you go back to the days where the teachers used to paddle the kids and shit like that. But man, a lot of these kids, and I know for me, a suspension was a welcome gift. It wasn't a discipline.
I'm trying to tell you.
which then brings into why has our school system become so joyful to be out of instead of joyful to be in?
I love school.
Create a school system.
I love school. No, I didn't love school. I didn't.
But if look, I've brought reference to it multiple times. Basis, where G Money goes, right? Like they do some different shit. We've been banging our head against the wall in the school system, and I'm talking about Louisiana. Like I've seen, Texas school system.
Right.
They got high schools out there bigger than our community colleges.
Yeah, my brother-in-law in that Texas school district.
And so some school systems might be doing it right and whatever, But I'm talking about for Louisiana, our school systems suck.
Right.
They suck. We
Right.
got a couple good schools. We got a couple good ones.
Right.
But for the majority, our school system sucks. And we've been there's been no changes.
Right.
There's been no, and I'm not an educator. Not an educator. I don't know the solution to the school system problem. But I know what's happening. Man, I'll tell you a story. And
I love stories.
I'm gonna put them on blast. I graduated from Broadmoor High. My senior year, I had an English teacher teaching our math class. And math was my subject. There was the one subject that just clicked and I was good at.
Right.
I was good at math. It made sense to me. Tell me why I taught him some of the information for the math.
What was his name?
I'm not going to do all that.
What? You say you was going to put him on
I'm putting
blast?
the school on blast. Putting the school on blast. But, we see that, and it's not, once again, I'm not focusing all the blame on the school system or what. That is a result of not paying our teachers enough.
Right. Right.
That we don't have enough qualified people willing to do it. But that was the status of what happened in the school systems when I was in high school. Now this was a decade plus ago.
Right.
And maybe it's different now. I don't know. I don't know. My son's in elementary school, not in high school.
Central pretty on.
Central's one of the good school systems.
They on point.
But as a whole, Louisiana school systems, as a whole,
You're right.
those one or
That's
two,
real.
those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good school systems aren't propping up enough because the other ones are so bad.
So bad. Yeah.
And it's crazy to think about like the dramatic differences in. I'll use the East Baton Rouge Parish school system for example.
Welcome to Elevate, a place for people like you, built by people just like you.
We're committed to helping all elevate from the destruction of addiction.
I hope I would give somebody who's either new in recovery or that's currently struggling with addictions, today can be the last day. That you struggle the last day, that you wonder how you're going to have to chase down that drink, that fix, whatever the case may be for you.
At Elevate, we embody more than treatment. It's about passion, love, understanding, truly being your partner on your path to recovery.
Our staff treats substance abuse and co-occurring mental health disorders with a multidisciplinary approach to best fit our clients' needs. We all just embrace each other. We genuinely care, check up on each other. And it's not an act. You matter. You're more than what you've allowed yourself to assume you were.
When perseverance, hard work, and dedication meets, success happens.
At Elevate, we have a variety of programs to fit our clients' personal needs, such as intensive outpatient, and the aftercare program.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, give us a call. Elevate. Do more than recover. Leave a legacy.
So my freshman year, I went to Catholic High. And then I left my freshman year.
You left?
I left my freshman year.
Why you left?
It is what it is. We're not getting into all that. So I transitioned from Catholic High to Broadmoor High. And I guess when they made my schedule, they saw that I was Broadmoor. When they made my class schedule, they saw that I was transferring from Catholic to Broadmoor. But I guess they didn't look at my transcript. These people put me in every honors class they had, and I had to go tell them, y'all got the wrong.
I was just at the school. I was there for wrestling. I was not there for academics. Oh man.
But it shows you that they thought, the administration at that school thought that just because I was at Catholic, which if I would have paid attention at school, and
Right.
I'm not a dumb person, I just really, school just wasn't my jam.
The ADHD, man.
Yeah, school just wasn't my jam. If I would have paid attention, maybe I could understand that correlation.
Right.
But there shouldn't be that big of a correlation. There shouldn't be that big of a gap where, one person transferring from a private institution to a public school should automatically be assumed that, this person
Right.
No.
Right.
No. And I say that to say that, like, we talked about it last episode when we were talking about my 9 years, right? I believe that infrastructure, right, and not just like travel infrastructure, but like societal infrastructure is the groundwork for building something beautiful.
Right.
Right? And so we need to invest into our school systems. We need to invest into early detection of abuse, substance abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. We need to invest into early education of substance prevention.
We need something like DARE back in the schools too. Something like the education of, I know how you feel about, but they completely took the awareness out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying in that sense. And not to cut you off too, because I want the audience to understand that we're not blaming everything on the teachers.
No.
Because school is like a
Absolutely
relationship.
not.
It's
Absolutely not.
it's
No.
the school system need to make it fun, but also the students need to be willing to learn. And we
the
meet them
family
halfway.
And the parents,
We need to
the
support
home
that.
and
Yeah,
the home
absolutely.
needs to support the teacher.
Absolutely. I just wanted to clear that up. I didn't want our viewers to think we're just blaming it all on the city.
Absolutely
We
not.
Absolutely
not. That's why I'm saying that there's a whole infrastructure
for
that
sure.
is crumbling right now.
Yeah. Everything's so instant gratification, man. You got Google, YouTube, everything. They ain't got to learn nothing. They can just type it in and boom, an answer right there.
And the program of recovery that we work, right? I always like to say that because I don't want to, piss off the old timers.
The Alzheimer's?
No, old timers in our, who are just so hell bent.
You an old timer now.
I think I gotta wait till a decade, dude.
Oh, okay.
I think I gotta wait till a
You
decade.
sure?
I think so.
I think 8 or better. You in there?
Yeah.
That's my personal
I
opinion.
just got 9. I had this conversation with my staff yesterday. I was like, "Am I an old timer?"
I think so. But
we came to the conclusion on.
We'll give it a decade. We'll give it a decade.
But in that program, in our book, if you know, you know, it talks about we are building an arch through which we shall walk a free man.
Yep.
Is your foundation strong, or did you mix mortar with sand?
Mm-hmm.
Are the cornerstones properly placed?
Mm-hmm.
Is the keystone properly placed? Right. And so when we're talking about that, we're looking at the foundation of an arch, where it's the foundation is set so that you can put those cornerstones and build that arch, and then place the keystone that holds it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's where we're fumbling, I believe, and this is only one man's opinion, but this is my opinion. That's where we're fumbling as a society, is that our foundation is shit.
Yeah.
We've taken God out the schools.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
And when we're talking about that program, that is the foundation, right? Is God your foundation of your sobriety, of your recovery, right?
Yeah.
We talk about it whenever we talk about our journeys, right? Is that God is the foundation of it. And so I think that's where we're crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not telling people that they have to believe in Christianity, they have to believe in Judaism or
Just believe
Methodist,
in something greater than
Baptist,
yourself.
whatever, non-denominational.
Right.
I don't really care. I believe that there is a power greater than us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I believe that for deep down in every man, woman, and child is the fundamental idea of God.
Don't
right?
get me started hollering up in here.
Which is what you said.
Yep.
Right? You said that you believe that people are born inherently good.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's born a murderer. Right?
Mhm.
That fundamental idea of right and wrong is in them.
Mm-hmm.
Due to trauma, like you said, due to temptation, due to just constant exposure of negativity, due to that little, if we want to get to the little angel and devil on our shoulder, that constant just do it,
Yep.
do it,
And that, like what you just said, and I know I'm not comparing this, I'm just using it as an analogy, but like the gym situation,
Yeah.
like we was just talking about, right? When I was on my journey, like I kept putting it in your face, putting it in your face, putting it in your face, till finally it's like you doing it
Yeah.
and you been on it.
Yeah.
I fell off a little bit, but the fact that you doing it on it now didn't rub back off on me. So like it's
Which is the power of hope.
yeah,
It's the power of joy.
yep,
It's the power of a smile.
yep.
It's the power of a hug.
Yes, Lord.
Right? As we spread it's the power of my favorite poem.
That's the power of pie saw, baby. I'm sorry, that's all I heard in my head. I had to get that out, man.
The power of pine salt, baby.
Why you saw that commercial?
That commercial was great, dude.
I'm sorry, bro. I got excited.
Oh,
I got
man.
excited. Whew, it's getting hot in here.
Hot
Let's
in.
get in.
I don't even know where I was going.
You was talking about the power of hope, joy, hugs, smiles. And then we talked about pine saw. All right, we back. Squirrel, we back. We back.
I don't know where I was going with it, dude. I was in a roll.
Dude, bro, what about, bro, what you think about all these planes crashing? Bro, I gotta admit something. And Kayla finally admitted it the other night, bro. Bro, I was so nervous flying to Colorado. Every time the plane jerked just a little bit, bro, I started praying. Oh, Lord. But Kayla finally told, she said she didn't want to say nothing because she didn't want to stress me out on the plane, but she was so scared that we weren't going to make it back to the babies. They ain't even care, though.
Bro. I saw something the other day. I'm gonna use made up numbers because I don't remember the actual numbers. But it said 10,000 flights take off and land safely in the United States a day. It's once again propaganda of publicizing the one bad incident.
Where they got me.
You are more safe in a plane
I know.
than you are on a
I heard that.
And I'm not saying that there's still not a reason to be nervous because I mean once you have kids to live for and all these things, it's still nerve wracking. Not to quote again, but when we're in that mode of life where how do I want to say this? When we're in that mode of life of ungratitude and selfishness and reliance on self, the program that we operate in talks about we were driven by fear.
Yeah.
Right? We're driven by fear. And that's where, as I've reflected over the last week, actually now, because as we made reference to last episode, the Saturday after the episode aired, I made 9 years sober.
Yeah.
And so that week always is filled with a lot of reflection. And contrary to popular belief, like it's very joyful because it's my son's birthday as well. but it's also very anxiety driven for me because I'm very hard on myself.
Right.
And so I was actually talking to somebody about this as I was leading up to it, that like as I get into that reflection point, like sometimes I feel like I'm not like I'm like, oh, I'm 9 years, I'm not far enough.
Yeah.
You know? But as I've reflected and I've looked at like the joy that I have over the last 9 years, and you asked me a question like, you know, what are some of the things I talked about, the foundation and a good team around me and a good people around me. Releasing fear has been one of the huge things. And as we talk about the murder rate and the drug abuse and physical abuse and all of these things that are plaguing our communities, for me, releasing that fear and trusting in God, for me, has been one of the most profound things. Look, me and you can both probably critique ourselves to no end, but I've released the fear of what people think about me, which is what allows me to come here and speak my truth.
Right.
I've released the fear of being alone, which is what allows me to say what's on my heart. And if people love me for it, they love me for it. If they don't like me for it, they don't like me for it.
Right.
I've released the fear of being a father, right? Like I am a father. I'm not going to be perfect at it. I'm going to be hard on myself sometimes. I'm going to be good at it sometimes. I'm going to create joyful memories. And to be honest, I'll probably create some non-joyful memories for my children.
Right.
But I release that fear. And I stand on the fact that God has given me the ability to be. And as I am being, I don't want to say what will be, but there's so many things out of my control that I'm not gonna not live my life out of fear that what I can't control, it will happen or won't happen.
Right. Right.
If that makes sense.
No, I agree with you 100%.
And I know that so what, like I said, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be afraid of or shouldn't have anxiety when it comes to flying or whatever it may be. Public.
So I believe, and again, this is not like you say. This is not a rebuttal. This is just an open dialogue. I believe in healthy fear, right? So like you spoke on the fear of you're not having the fear of what people think about you, so you can come on and speak your truth. In that moment, it wasn't the fear of dying or the actual plane crashing. It was the fear of my kids or our kids being raised without parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, because I have a relationship with my God, and I know like where I'm going. Like I'm okay. Not saying I'm just out here thugging, like welcoming death, but I'm saying I don't have a fear of dying. I have a fear of the effect that I have on my kids.
And I once again, I understand that wholeheartedly.
Right.
I understand that wholeheartedly. And I don't want it to come off as like we're combative versus each other, because I think we both recognize.
Yeah, I'm just opening up a different perception so that a way the audience can see like, okay, yeah, I do believe in healthy fears. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, you probably not going to drive 150 miles an hour down the interstate consistently. I know sometimes you run, but you're not going to do that consistently because you know it comes with some consequences, whether it be jail or being taken away from grace in them.
Yeah.
So in that mode, that's a healthy fear. You know what I mean? But the fact of like you just saying, "Oh, I'm not going to drive my car today because they just had an 18-car pile up on the interstate somewhere. I think I'm going to take a bike."
And so not necessarily. I get stuck sometimes. I'm being vulnerable with you. I get stuck on words sometimes. And so like I don't know if fear is the word that I want to use because I get stuck on it.
Right.
I get stuck on it having a negative connotation because of the way my mind
Like
works.
I'm scared of something if you
Right,
use the word
right,
fear.
right.
Yeah.
I am respectful to speed limit laws.
Right.
Do I push them a little sometimes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm respectful to stop sign laws.
Yeah.
Right? Do I push it sometimes and come to the rolling stop? I do. Right? If there's any police officers watching,
We love
don't follow me.
We love the law.
I'm respectful of the fact that at some point at some point I do not have the control of whether or not it is my time to go and my children have the potential to grow up without a father.
Right.
I'm respectful of that.
Right.
I feel like fear for me is something that is polarizing and paralyzing and stops me from doing. Right? I feel like a lot of the shootings that happen are fear-based. Right? Starts with some little words beefed out, blah blah blah. Somebody calls you a punk, or they probably say worse words than that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
somebody
You
says,
keep it PG. I got
somebody
you.
says some negative shit
Yeah.
about you, and you're like, "Fuck them! I can't have them think I'm a punk." Blah 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 blah. Pow,
Yeah.
bam. Right? And it's fear that's driving that. It's paralyzing you to make an irrational decision.
Right.
And that's, like I said, that's just my perspective.
Right.
I also understand people who don't operate within my perspective. So if the word fear doesn't hold the same value, they use it in a different context.
Yeah.
Which is what I want to clarify why I went on the tangent about fear.
And I like how you use that word respect, right? And I'm not trying to get all holy, right? But on my journey, these 5 years now, I have created an even better relationship with God, right?
Absolutely.
And so I say it all the time, jokingly, but I'll be serious. Like, I fear God. Like, I don't fear man. I don't fear situations. You know what I mean? I fear God, right? And the fear that I have of God turns into respect. So I like how you put that with respect, right? In scripture, we supposed to obey the laws of the land. You know what I mean? So that go back to like, okay, you're not supposed to speed because that's wrong. So my fear of God caused me to respect the laws of the land. So I like how you put that. That was pretty cool. I ain't never heard it like that.
It was right off the top
It
of
was,
the head.
yeah, that was kind of nice.
It's just
You see how you made me think what you wanted me to think? That's the influence we be talking about with these young people out here murdering people. Not saying Mike can have people out here murdering people, but did y'all see how he just made me think what he wanted me to, what he was thinking? But no, I like that, bro. That's something you're gonna definitely have me. Oh, guess what?
What?
I'm almost done with my list,
No, you're not.
dude. I'm almost done with my list.
Do the people know?
They know. So, all right, and for the people that don't, because we got a lot of new subscribers and new followers and listeners. So, our last episode of
2024.
2024, yeah, I was trying to get out. Last episode of 2024, Michael was telling me about this video with Steve Harvey. And he was to make a list of 300 things of like different goals or like things that you want to achieve in life and just write it all down. And what you say, make your goals.
So he related it to scripture and he said, A, you have not because you ask not.
Because you ask not. There you go.
And B, I don't remember the exact way that he phrased the second one, but he said, make a list and make it clear so that all who sees can understand.
Yeah, there you go. And so the challenge for Mike, to me, was to make a list for 2025 of 300 things. I have since produced that list because I have not finished it yet. But I am here to say that I'm almost done with my list and that I'm very confident that by, we shoot March 10th next. The next time we shoot March 10th, then I'll have a list clear and plain to see so that all will understand.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, dude, that's cool.
And look, you know, when I told you about how I did it. Like I put it as my screensaver on my phone and my screensaver on my computer, so that every time I woke up, every time I looked at my phone, every time I looked at my
Yeah.
computer, I saw those things, and we manifest those things.
Yep.
Right? Because you have not, because you ask not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And so like so it's a powerful thing that we challenge everyone to do, right? If you want something, man, there's probably not. Some people will agree, some people won't agree. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday.
You had a lot of conversation.
I do have conversations.
You had a lot, and a lot of it wasn't with me.
Man, we've had conversations.
All these conversations.
I've talked to you every day. I've talked to you every day.
That's true.
Sometimes sometimes, and you've seen it happen. Sometimes I say I have a conversation with someone and it was with you, and then I bring it up just so we could talk about it on here.
Yeah, but if you was talk to me more, you won't have time to talk to other people.
I call you. You never called me.
Dude, I've called you the past week.
No, you haven't.
I was sick, dying.
And I called you and wished you well every day.
You did. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I stand on that. Anyway, I was having a conversation with someone. And normally, the reference to I was having a conversation with someone is so that I don't say names.
There you go.
Because I don't want to put other people's business out on our podcast.
There you go.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and we were talking about somebody not trying.
Right.
Like, they were like, man, they're trying. And you know me, man. I'm not really a big trying fan. More of a do fan, right? Like, when we used to run groups, someone would be like, I'm trying. I'd put a pin on the ground. I said, try to pick that pin up. Either you don't do it or you do it.
Built by the red stick, times of trying times. I'm going to make it, I promise.
Make it, I promise.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
And so, like, as we look at, like, what we've kind of encompassed today's episode about is stop trying and let's start doing. All right? Let's stop trying. Like, I'm trying to get sober. Don't try. Do. Call one of us.
Yep.
Email us.
Yep.
I'm trying to
Don't email me. I ain't that old yet. Text me.
By email, I meant like DM the.
Yeah, there you go.
The
you showing your age right now, but go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
You're older than me.
You acting older than me. That boy say he'll be email me.
You don't use email?
For work.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Man, that's for old people though.
Fuck Ronnie. Fuck Ronnie.
What? But real talk.
Nope,
how many of these people
right here. Right here.
How many of these people we talking to you think got an email? Man, let me hit Ronnie on his Gmail.
If they all got, hopefully they all got an email, because in order to get a YouTube account to subscribe to us, they got to have an email.
I like how you thinking right now, big man. I'm seeing what you peeing.
Yes, Lord.
I'm seeing what you peeing.
Let's stop trying.
Stop trying.
Let's start doing.
Start doing.
You want help with your mental health?
Do it.
Reach out. You'll get help.
Do it.
You having trouble with your kids? Don't try.
Beat them.
No.
Oh, my bad. I got excited again.
Do it.
Do it.
Call a therapist.
Yeah.
Call, and enroll them in an activity.
Yep.
Right? Sports are good for kids.
Prime example. I'm gonna put Kane on the spot because he watching. Man, Kane was terrible in school. I'm talking about every day cutting up. He been playing basketball, organized basketball, bro. Hooping. You know what I'm saying? Behavior good.
It's your favorite duo since Jordan and Kerr, baby.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And we more available than Kawhi Leonard. You can reach us.
More available than Kyrie Irving, too.
Oh, man. Hey, did you see the video where he was shooting a free throw and he said, thank you, God?
That was powerful.
Bro, I like Kyrie Irving,
I do,
bro.
too.
As a person.
I do, too.
All basketball aside,
it was a mean joke.
Kyrie Irving, if you, it wasn't even a mean joke. Hey, you know, it was a good joke. But Kyrie Irving, if you watching this, I know you gonna see it because we that thing.
You got some time off, bro. Come join the pod, bro.
Hey, man.
Bro, I would love, like, I don't necessarily probably agree with all of his thoughts and everything, but I would love to have a conversation with him.
I would pay him to have a conversation with him.
He is such a open thinker.
Yes.
And that's like, I'm cool with open thinkers who I don't agree with. Like, I'm cool with it.
Right.
We talked about it multiple times. We don't always have to agree, but being able to have a conversation is important.
Right.
Going a little long.
Yep. You notice I'm on my Fabletics kick now?
Oh, Kevin Hart?
Yeah, you know, in honor of me being back in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Baby, my baby, Kayla, you know what I'm saying? Got me the Fabletics hoodie. You know, I got the multiple Fabletics joggers now.
I follow the trend, and it's 2025 out, thighs out.
Yeah.
25's out, thighs out. I got the Nike thotties on with the Nike Performance. Just keep growing. That's inspirational. That's inspirational.
Oh, inspirational.
It's inspirational. Listen, y'all, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all joining us, man.
Wait, it's over?
It's over.
I was just getting in my bag. Again, it's Kyrie, if you see this, holla at us, man.
But listen. Remember, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, we're still your favorite podcast. Even if you don't like us.
Like it. And before we say bye, just remember, give it a try. Hey, we appreciate.
Don't try it, do it.
Don't try it. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. We see y'all. We love y'all.
We do.
More subscribers, more views, more likes, more comments. We're going to give y'all more love, more of us every week. And as always, we'll be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer. Built by the Red Stick, baby. Built by adversity, led by courage.